right.
Cheers.
We're recording now. It's less planned this way.
Okay.
That way, everyone feels like they're here. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
I never know when you're recording.
I know.
So to me, it's always like, oh, we're recording now?
It's because I don't want you to feel safe.
All right.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Literally on my toes.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I
Man.
can't relax.
I'm on the edge of the beanbag. And if you all couldn't tell, we've already started the episode because I don't like telling people when we're starting. I just start.
Especially not me, his co-host.
Oh, no, not at all.
No, I'm the last person you would tell.
Yeah, it's like signal lights in traffic. I ain't giving you that shit.
No, never got. You can't let people know your next move.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's everybody in LA because nobody uses that shit.
All right, cool.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain and give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. And we like to call it the industry perspective.
Yeah, see, I don't like starting it with just that.
We are your hosts.
Yeah.
Welcome to this audio journey.
Ooh.
This audio adventure.
Ooh.
Because we don't have visuals yet.
Yeah. Coming soon, though. Coming soon.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing the visuals. We're going to be doing the whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you been the last 2 weeks, man?
I have been many things the last 2 weeks, but save that for later.
Okay.
So we just got back from Vegas. We didn't get a chance to record before we left, which I think is good or bad. I don't know, because we got to experience, or at least meet, some cool people that gave us some perspective on the industry in Vegas.
Yeah.
Which this trip was really well needed. It was a lot of fun. It was our first trip together.
Yeah.
We never got a chance to do that, and now we did, and it was phenomenal. We got a chance to meet this really dope bartender at a place called
Jammyland.
Yeah, Jammyland. Shout out to Jesse. Yeah. Shout out to Jesse. If you're listening, Jesse, you're the shit, dude.
Yeah, shout out to Jesse at Velveteen Rabbit as well. But
yeah, both Jessies.
Yeah,
Jesse.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he gave us some insight there because we both learned that there's something called game tenders, which to me I never heard of, and that is a whole other form of bartending. And what I learned is, and for those of you that may not know, basically in Vegas you have bars where they have video poker and shit all along the bar, and you have regulars that sit there and play, and you'll have people, casuals, people that come in for the first time, that'll sit there, and then the bartender would be like, oh hey, you guys mind moving that way because so-and-so, that's their machine, because that machine does this and that thing. So it's a whole other thing. I can't really speak too much on it, just going off of what Jesse told us, but it sounds like a whole different kind of animal that I don't think I would like.
No.
I couldn't like that.
No, not my vibe. Not my vibe at all. I don't like the feeling of having to ask someone who's already sitting down to move because my regular's there, because, you know,
they throw in $100 in the machine. So
yeah, you know, Bobby, who comes in every Wednesday, that's his machine. I don't want to fuck up my every Wednesday money, but, you know, let's say Sarah or whoever is visiting from, I don't know, London, and may not ever come back to Vegas, and you may have changed their whole experience because, you know, you don't want to mess up your everyday money, but you could be messing up someone else's lifetime experience, because what if they never make it back to Vegas? Just a lot of other factors that go into it that I'm not a fan of.
But for those that do that, shout out to y'all. I don't think that's easy.
Shout out to everybody who bartends on the strip.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Man, y'all gotta perform every fucking day. That is a lot.
Like, you cannot. It's like being in the Secret Service. You can't have a bad day there. You gotta show up, show out, be on your game every single day and night, because you have beach parties during the day, and then the nightclub at night. So you gotta show up, show out every single time. That's tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, Big shout out to y'all.
Yeah. Not saying not built for it, but definitely not something I would want to do.
No.
That is not something I would want to do.
No.
You know, it feels like, for me, it felt that the bartenders who were there were just kind of going through the motions, you know, not in a good or bad way. Just like, hey, this is my life. You know, this is my day. I got to do what I got to do to make my money.
And they probably make really good money. That's why they're still there.
I hope so.
I fucking hope so too.
Yeah, for the amount of stuff they have to deal with. But at the same time, when a well drink costs me $24, there's only so much more I'm going to tip on top of that. And that's just me, you know, but that's me being someone who's been in the industry for a long time and doesn't not tip correctly or tip over. You know, I used to be known for tipping too much all the time. Mm-hmm. But if I'm someone else who doesn't know anything about the industry or whatever, and the money's a little tight, and I got $50 and I go out and I get 2 drinks and it's $48, I might not give you that $2, you know? So You would think the money would be good, but just how many drinks are they making? You know, and like, is their hourly higher? I just don't fucking know, man. I really don't. But I've heard that there's good money in Vegas depending on where you are. But even talking with a couple bartenders that we talked to while we were there, and some of them were like, oh, I'd rather move somewhere else. And we asked them, well, why don't you? And they're like, man, I got bills. I'm like, but you also live in Vegas. It costs less to live there.
It does.
So
maybe they're not making.
Yeah, maybe it's a fallacy.
A sidebar though, we've met these 2 Jessies off the strip. These were bars that were maybe like 2-3 miles away from the strip.
About a mile and a half, 2 miles max.
And they had like a whole little like Main Street thing of just bars, and they were dope.
Yeah.
And even like our last night there, we went to a place and we met some locals, and they're like, "Oh, where you live?" And he told you, or you told him like, "Oh, I'm visiting." He's like, "What the fuck you doing here?"
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to be on the strip. Yeah, go over there.
Yeah, y'all don't come out here.
This is the townie bar.
Yeah.
So it was cool to explore that.
Yeah. And for me, it felt like it was more my speed. That's more what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So, you know, going to Vegas is great. You know, it's nice to go to the pool parties, and I've still never gone to a Vegas show or whatever, but hopefully I will in the future. But to be able to go there and do all of that stuff, yeah, it's cool. But I've also kind of been there, done that. I've done so much, you know, with my time that I'm like, all right, man, at this point, I kind of need a day to just chill, which is, you know, we did that on the first night and the last night.
Which,
you know,
started off and capped off our trip perfectly, because by then we went to the day party. K-Bo and both knocked the fuck out. Woke up and we're like, we gonna go somewhere? Nah, we chilled to watch UFC for like the whole night. Yeah, we just watched that match, and then by like we didn't leave until 2:00.
Yeah, it was like 2, and still didn't get back until like 4.
Yeah, and
still had a good time.
Which is one of the cool things about Vegas. It's a 24-hour town.
Yeah,
which kind of brought me to my point when we got back to our hotel. We had a 24-hour diner. And, you know, it is what it is. It's 24 hours, so you can't expect the food to be phenomenal. It's drunk food at that point at 3 a.m. And we were
drunk, as in a drunk person made it. Because they definitely forgot all the flavor in that bitch. You had to be drunk to cook with no flavor.
There's a reason why that steak and eggs was on sale for $9.99.
Oh my god! I mean, I'd rather go to the strip club and pay that and at least get to see some titties. Instead, I'm looking at retired strippers serving me burnt steak and flat eggs, and I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have ate here. I should have ate at the strip club. Like, what the fuck? That was terrible, man. My bad. I jumped on your point.
No. That's fine. That's what I'm gonna name this episode. Burnt steak and flat eggs.
Yo, you forgot to season that steak. Nah, I seasoned it. Don't you see how black it is on the outside? That's seasoning. Nah,
that's from the grill.
My fam, I don't think you know what seasoning is.
Well, we were sitting down and having a conversation, and I don't know if you heard them, but there was guys like behind you to the left that sat down.
No.
Yeah, I heard them, and that's why I wrote it down.
Yeah.
They were there ordering. I don't know what they ordered, but they were asking the server X amount of way too many questions and specifications. And I'm just sitting there listening to it. It's like, bro, you're at a diner at 3 a.m. On Vegas.
Yeah.
And you're trying to be pretentious? You gotta get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You cannot go to a diner at 3 a.m. trying to have all these modifications. Order what's on the menu, sit down, shut up, and eat it.
Yeah, and we were also off the strip. We weren't directly on the strip. We weren't far from it. Yeah. But we weren't on the strip. So your excuses go even further out the window for being that pretentious. It's like, bruh, if I wanted strip questions, I'd be on the strip. This is non-strip. You get what you get. It's funny that was what you took out of it, because all I could think about was just how bad the service was, man. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
and it wasn't really that busy for them to be that slow.
No, not at all. Simple stuff, you know, and especially what got me was how we would walk in and so many people would walk past us while we're standing there by the desk waiting for someone to at least acknowledge that we're even in the room. That really bothered me. Getting checked on at the table, that bothered me.
Oh yeah, and this was when we went to get dinner. Yeah, for the ribs. Yeah. Again, there wasn't that many. At least from our perspective, there wasn't that many people.
I counted. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 servers, but it might have been 4. But the dining room that we were in, it didn't even seat 100 people. No. Like
I would say like
maybe
60,
50 to 60 is a good ratio.
There was at least 30 people. There was the same amount of people that was on our bus on the way there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And the service was just as bad.
Yeah. He did the drive-by the walk-by check-in, like, hey, y'all good? Yeah. All right. Just kept walking. Cool. Didn't even stop. He just walked by, y'all good? Tapped the table, kept going. Yeah. Good thing they give us a big-ass glass of water. Yeah. Because I would have needed some more. Like, I didn't even get a chance to say, yeah, it's good. He just walked on by.
Shit, that tap water is trash out there, too.
It's better than here.
No, not Cali. Better than Arizona. Not better than Cali. Cali tap water, I'm not saying I would drink it, but the tap water in Vegas was just like, nah.
I thought it was better.
Nah.
Yeah.
They
got the Hoover Dam there.
I don't give a fuck what they got there. They don't got no flavor. Did you really stop and taste that shit?
No, I was drunk.
Exactly. I drank that shit sober. It was bad, man. Because we hadn't bought any water yet. Yeah. And so I ended up taking a sip from the tap, and I was just like, oh, this is bad. Like, definitely not Arizona, though. Definitely not Arizona. You know, I couldn't taste the racism in the water, but there was definitely still some prejudice in there. A little bit of prejudice.
You know what? Speaking of us taking the bus ride, if you guys ever want to travel to anywhere and you're like, oh, well, planes might be a little expensive because of the pilot shortage or whatever, this and that. You know, 5-hour bus ride ain't that bad. It's not. Don't take Flixbus. That's Flixbus. Do not take them.
Damn.
Fuck Flixbus.
You spelled bus on top of it?
Yeah. That's how I gotta let people know. You never know.
Because you called them by their first and last name.
Yeah, government name. Government name.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck them. Do not take them because their customer service is bad. The punctuality is bad. Yeah. The coaches they rent out, bad.
Honestly, I think the drivers misunderstood what punctuality meant. I think they thought it was punctuality. They was ready to fight everybody. I was like, that's not the punctual we asked for. They were ready to fight.
I swear to God.
Like, they were ready to fight each other on the way there. Yeah. And then on the way back, he was ready to smack up old boy. And old boy looked at him, he was like, I wasn't even the one who said anything. He's like, yeah, well, you can get on another bus too. He's like, brother, I just got up to grab my bag. Like, minding his own business.
Yeah, they get you your destination and they throw hands at the same time.
Yeah, so. And they get you there later because of the hands.
Yeah.
They don't factor that into the time.
No.
Like, if you at least factor that into the time and let me know, yo, you're going to get there about 45 minutes late because there's going to be a couple fights, at least I know. I can plan around that. You know, don't tell me I'm going to get there at 2 and I get there at 4:30 and you fought like 2 people at the fucking Circle K gas station, you know, just because. Like, come on, man.
The funny thing is they're on the same team. It's 2 different drivers, like trying to get.
Yo, that was the one that got me. Like, it was about to be some driver-on-driver crime.
Yeah.
And he started calling out the presidents. He was like, "Oh, well, blame Trump." Nah, actually, it's Biden now. Blame Biden. I was like,
I didn't hear
that. Yo, he said it a couple times. That's what fucked me up. Because he was like, "Don't blame me, blame Trump." And he's like, "Wait, no, it's Biden. Don't blame me, blame Biden." And I'm like,
funny.
What are you talking about? Because you don't know who your coworkers are? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, don't take Flixbus. Fuck them. Fuck their customer service. That's shit. We gave it a shot, and we tried it. So if you're gonna take a bus, go Greyhound. Spend that extra $20, $30. It's worth it. You'll get there on time. You won't have crazy delays. So fuck them. Fuck that shit. That trip took a lot out of me, especially on the way back.
Yeah, I almost took a nap when we got back. That's how depressed I was, like emotionally and physically from that bus ride. It was traumatic. It was very traumatic.
It was.
Yeah.
But overall, though, great trip. I feel like at least me, I drank more than what I thought I did, but it was so spread out. But I know I drink a lot, and I think if it wasn't for the DHM, I would have felt it, which that product has saved me a lot. DHM is probably one of the best things we've come across. So basically, the best way to put it is like an anti-hangover pill. Like, it comes in a box of 10. The package is 2 per package. You take them before you go out. You drink it.
Honestly, you don't even have to take it before you go out. You can take it as you take your first drink. Yeah. That's what they say. When you take your first sip or your first drink, take that with it, and you're gonna be good. I heard about the company's called No Days Wasted. They're getting free publicity right now. So if anybody can put us in touch with them, yo, let's talk numbers. But this one's free. I found out about them listening to another podcast like 2 years ago. And I was like, all right, man, I'm going to try this out. Because, you know, just like everybody else, when the pandemic hit, like, I was drinking a lot, like a lot. And I was actually getting hangovers, which I normally don't do. I'm also old as fuck at this point, so hangovers is coming. It is what it is. But I was like, all right, how do I combat this? And I found that. And ever since then, I've been rocking with them like real hard. I've tried other companies.
Yeah, we tried other products.
Just so it wasn't like, oh man, we're shouting out this one just because it's the first one we had. Like, we've branched out and no one touches them at all.
No Days Wasted knows what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
I would highly recommend them. It's $25 and some change for the first box, but if you do the monthly thing, it's
$25 and some change for your first box. It's also $25 and some change if you subscribe. If you don't subscribe, it's like 30 something, like 33, 34 or whatever. But trust me, you're gonna want to subscribe because
if you use it as much as we do, it's worth it. If you're one of those people that like, I don't go as often, it's still good to have in the back of your pocket.
Exactly.
That those 10 packages will last you however many days, weeks, whatever. But
especially like if you're in school and shit and you want to go out and you want to party with motherfuckers. And you're like, well, I got tests in the morning. Like, yo, take that when you're starting to drink. You'll be in that class. I mean, I can't guarantee you're going to pass the test. But you'll at least feel good enough to take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lifesaver. Like, we'll take that and get up the next morning and fucking go work out first thing. Just ready to go. You know?
It really feels like you didn't have a sip of alcohol.
Yeah.
I would recommend at least having 1 full glass of water before you go to bed with it, because you at least got to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
So don't go in there just like alcohol. You'll still You'll still feel fine.
Yeah.
But you'll know you're dehydrated.
Oh,
at
yeah.
least. So
yeah.
I can't believe.
And then you'll feel that and be like, all right, I need some water.
Yeah.
As opposed to you puke your guts out because you also have all the poisoning from the alcohol, all the toxins that your body has not been able to get out of you yet. Like you take this, it's like helps your body like keep up with what you're doing to it. And then you just, oh shit, I need some water. You fucking hit that water and go right back in.
I don't know how long they've been in business, but I'm glad we have them when we do. I'm just mad I was just raw dogging the drinks out here without no protection. That extra security.
Damn.
Now I feel like I'm drinking with cheat codes, man.
Yeah, you were like going from drink to drink. You didn't give a fuck.
I had to worry about it like, fuck, I'm going to be, Now I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Take all these drinks, have a glass of water before bed, wake up the next day. Feel like I got a full night's sleep.
DHM is the Trojan of hangovers.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, you don't want to regret this for the rest of your life. Take you some DHM.
Oh shit! That was our attempt at a shout out.
At a shout out. Yo, straight up. We can clean that up, DHM, if you hear that. We can clean it up. But I don't think you want that.
Nah.
I don't think you want that.
Nah. They're what's up. I like them.
Yeah.
I fuck with them.
I also really fucked with that second bar, Velveteen Rabbit. Like those are the two bars I want to shout out the most because the experiences that we had at both. Jammyland really like welcomed us in. We let them know we were industry, so they were both like, or not both. The whole crew that was there was super tight. Talked to us, showed us some love. Same thing with Velveteen Rabbit. Like they just welcomed us in. Had a conversation with us, but like, let us do our own thing. And I mean, the cocktails were fucking amazing. So I just had a really good time with both. So I wanted to shout both of them out directly.
They were amazing. The atmosphere was dope.
Yeah.
So
I really look forward to going back to both of them. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Good spot. Good times. Fun times. Sorry, I checked my phone and I saw something from fucking somebody I never thought I'd hear from.
Yeah. I
saw
got the
that?
same one. I got the same one, but they have my info.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's what they said to me. So you might want to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, just putting that out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
So I mean, speaking on that, while you're typing up what you gotta type up, I will say that whether it be in our industry or just in general with people, like don't always burn a bridge. You know what I mean? Pour gasoline on it if you need to, but you don't need to burn it unless someone really fucked up. Because that's a bridge that we both poured gas on, but neither one of us like lit the fire. You know what I mean? So when I ran into them at a particular time, at a particular place, even though it was the second time I've seen them, I still kept it love. And, here we are getting paid back and then some, getting that respect showed to us. It's like, okay, I could have, you know what I mean? Like I could have set fire to that motherfucker, but just letting them know there was gas on it eventually, they didn't know that because they weren't looking at the bridge. But then I started telling other people that there was gas on that bridge. So apparently the word got back to them like,
oh yeah,
hell, they will set fire to your ass if you don't be careful. So,
in this industry,
yeah,
that word spreads fast.
Oh, it does. I want to talk about something that I said in the last episode a couple weeks ago. And I said I would talk about it in the next episode, which I thought would be last week. But due to our scheduling, we just didn't get there. But going forward, we will be making sure that we give you, a new episode every week. We want to grow this up to do that and more. So you will definitely be hearing from us every Wednesday. We're going to make sure of that. But a couple weeks ago, I was working at a restaurant, and this was the first time I've ever worked in a place and been there for the last day that place was open. And it was a very surreal experience. So when you're talking about not burning bridges and treating people the right way, I gotta say, man, that company, I really feel like they got so far ahead of themselves and thought that there was no way they could fail, and they didn't treat people the correct way, and the business failed. and now they got to go back to the country that they're originally from, where they're successful there. But it's going to be difficult for them to ever branch back out in Los Angeles, one of the biggest markets in the United States, in the world. It's going to be very difficult for them to branch back into here because of the bridges that they burned. They could have done things so much differently and taken care of their people, but because they just felt like, we can do whatever because we've done it this way for however long. Now look at them losing and shit. So just wanted to reiterate that as far as just not burning bridges. Rant over.
Sorry, I was letting you speak while I.
Yeah, no. I can see you typing. I was like filibustering there for a minute.
Yeah. Speaking of burning bridges.
Yeah.
Couple things I want to talk about.
Oh boy.
I was ready last week. I'm ready today. I came to pod today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit these points here. I don't wanna do any kind of name dropping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
Try my best.
If you do drop a name, I say we still bleep it out.
I'm going to regardless, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ease into it slowly.
Okay.
So at my previous job, this happened, I think maybe like an hour or two in the service. This guy refused a beer because he said it was bottled 90 days after the expiration date. So like he looked at it and saw like the bottle date was 90 days previous to when it was put in front of him.
Okay.
So he was saying like, oh, well, it's gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying like, yeah, my family works with, we know people with the beer, this and that. We own our own beer thing, whatever, this and that. And my coworker's telling me this, and in my mind, I'm like, do you not know how to like bottling and cutting off air supply and outside bacteria works? Or
well, that is a thing though with a lot of lagers and cheaper beers, especially.
It was 805.
Still, that's not a cheap beer, but I'm saying like a lot of beers after 90 days, a lot of places won't sell them. That's why we're always supposed to rotate stock. But rotating stock is something I have not seen done correctly in probably about 3, maybe 4 years. But, in the industry before that, It was a very, very big thing. Because I worked in places where the beer company would come in and they check the bottles. They did weekly checks, which was funny because one of the people who did it, I knew them through social media, but I never knew them in person. And then come to find out, they were one of the beer reps at a restaurant that I worked at. And I started seeing them like once a week doing that. But after 90 days, they crate it up, they take it back, and they give the restaurant a credit. So I would say, not to diminish what you're saying about with this particular person, I say that that's actually on that establishment because I know what establishment you're talking about, and no one there preached rotating stock.
No,
which was very weird to me.
Yeah.
And when I would say, "Hey, man, let's rotate stock," people would look at me weird, and I'm like, "Oh, so y'all just ain't gonna do it? You're not just rotating stock?
Nope.
And you're not telling anybody that they should and why? Cool.
That's why you need a bar manager."
Yeah.
But here's the thing. One reason why I thought he was bullshitting was because that 805 came from a recent shipment.
Yeah.
So unless the shipment was delayed by a long time, it was in that fridge for maybe 2 weeks at most.
Yeah.
I didn't check the expiration date, but I was bar back in there and I stocked it up. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he was on a first date and trying to impress somebody. But I thought it was funny.
Could have been.
The way my coworker told me that he just came off like very pretentious about it. Like, no, my family owns a this and that. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. That's funny as hell.
I feel you there. I definitely feel you there. I just feel that that's also just as reflective on the industry as a whole right now, because, you know, like I said, it's been years since I've heard anyone preach about rotating stock. And that's
first in,
3
first
different
out.
states.
First in, first out is like one thing I don't see preached here.
Yeah.
Which is, again, it's very weird.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand where that thought process went. And I also don't understand how people haven't been paying attention to supply chain shortages and beer companies over the last couple of years were running into issues there. They're probably sending out older product, not even knowing it, because maybe they have a bunch of people working at those places who don't understand, like, oh, that's the expiration date. They're probably thinking that's a born on date, because some beers will tell you a born on date and have you do the math. You know, it's just all fucked up right now. It really is. It's really fucking sad. It shouldn't be like that, but that's just where we are, man. It's just where we are. Sucks. And me, if I was that guy and I worked for, or my family owned a beer company, I'd find a better way. Instead of being like, well, I'm not drinking this, I'd be like, you know, hey, can I talk to your bar manager?
What bar manager?
Exactly. But like, that would be my question. Can I talk to your bar manager? Can I talk to your manager? Can I talk to somebody? That way I'm not sitting here trying to talk to a bunch of people who are on the floor trying to do their job, who are stressed out, who don't want to hear this shit, or who have not been told that this is something that's supposed to be done. Let me talk to somebody else in charge, especially since we all know managers love sitting down talking to guests. Oh, they get their rocks off of that shit. Like, oh, there's a guest for me to talk to. Let me go do that. Let me feel worth it for some reason. Yeah, and that's nothing against them. I know that it sounds like I'm clowning them, but they don't have anything else to do. Managers manage. Yeah. So if there's nothing going wrong, you're kind of just standing around all night, which is why I refuse to be a fucking manager, man. I want to just do something else instead of you only talk to me when you need something. It's like, I want that to still be an insult. I want to throw that at somebody and still an insult. A manager can't say that. It's like, yeah, I only talk to you when I need something. You're a fucking manager. I don't like you. But if I'm the beer guy, I'd be like, yo, let me talk to somebody, you know, not better, but above you in station within this restaurant. Let me be like, hey, do you not preach to your people about rotating stock? Like, da-da-da-da. Maybe management don't know. Which I know some places that managers don't fucking know about rotating the fucking stock.
Yeah, no, because they don't.
What do you mean? Turn the bottle and make sure it's facing forward? Yeah, sure.
That's because they don't have bar managers. Yeah. Which, as we said in the previous episode,
hey, some restaurants they ain't got managers.
Very, very, very important. So in that same establishment, this might have been the same day or whatever day. There was a table that was sitting there. And
could you imagine if they were standing there?
If they were standing, they would have left. But they were allowed to sit there comfortably 30 minutes after we were like supposed to be closed. So the dude that did the reservation, whatever, he's like, hey, I'll give you guys like $300 on the tip, whatever, if you guys stay open later, because I want to get more shots, but not right now. And when I heard that, I'm like, the fuck? No, get the fuck out of here. Like 300 each, make it 5. But no, I don't know how the tip out went, whatever, because the server went and took care of them. So they ordered their round of shots or whatever, and they ordered Casamigos, which, you know, every
they ordered that good shit.
Yeah, Casamigos. They were like, no, we want premium tequila. We want the best of the best. And in the establishment I was working at, that's our well. So he brings them around the shots or whatever, this and that, because that's what they ordered. One of the motherfuckers from the table came back to the server. He was like, yo, man, I wanted to, like, just ask, like, was that Casamigos or was that well? Because, like, it tasted a little watered down. Motherfucker, you ordered them chilled. You ordered Casamigos chilled. Yeah, I don't know. They just tasted a little watered down. I just want to make sure they went well. And my coworker, he was like, no, it was Casamigos. Casamigos is our well, so either way, it was one and the same. But he was like, oh, okay, yeah. They just tasted a little watered down. You know, I wanted to make sure we got Casamigos. You weren't even paying for them. Why do you care? Went back, sat down. I heard that whole exchange, and I was just like, the fucking audacity. We gave you a round of shots 30 minutes after we're supposed to be closed, after you're supposed to be out of the fucking building. You don't have food. You guys are done. You're just sitting there as a courtesy. You have the audacity to come up and ask if it was Casamigos or well. We gave you what you asked for. My point is, some people have the fucking audacity to like, yo, you're really gonna try to bite the hand that just literally fed you and served you?
Yeah.
Some people, man. It was chilled. Yeah. Of course, it's gonna be a little watered down. You asked for it chilled because you couldn't take it straight up like that, and it's fucking Casa. Yeah. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got a lot more coming, man. This is just. Man. You let me know how much time I got to go off.
Do not order Casamigos from this motherfucker.
And don't order it chilled.
Don't. Well, because you shouldn't be ordering chill shots anyway.
Yeah. It's
like I don't fuck with you anymore if you order chill shots. Just being honest. And if you're one of those people, well, I need it chill. That's fine. I would say that I'm not judging you, but I am. Yeah. I'm judging you. And it's only a slight judgment.
I was gonna say something to the bartender next to me about you ordering, you know, Clase Azul, chilled or whatever. But it is what it is.
Oh man, Clase Azul.
Yo, we might lose.
To me, it's on the same level as, you know what? Not gonna say it. Not gonna dig that hole. Anyway, it is what it is. we still need sponsors. Hey, Clase Azul. I'll say something nice.
We can say.
You're gonna have to write it for me, but I'll say something nice. I ain't gonna be able to think of it on my own.
Oh fuck!
Hey, your tequila's very expensive. I'll say that.
Yeah,
you got that.
You make a lot of money.
Oh boy, do you?
The bottle's pretty and it makes a little ding, so people know.
I hate those bottles.
I like them a little.
I fucking hate that. That is some of the most childish shit.
I ding it.
Fucking it like puts me in the mentality that people are looking at their tequila shots like it's the ice cream man. I need to hear a ding, and now I'm having a treat. It's like it's not a fucking treat. It's
hey, look at me!
Shot.
I paid extra for
ding.
I'm not gonna say it.
Thanks. You're like, well, what the? Oh my god! What I hate more. What I hate more.
He's about to go off.
Isn't when motherfuckers ask for the ding. What I hate more is when a bartender goes out of their way to ding that shit and be like, hoo, you look at what you got, you know, and like make a whole show out of it. But the people drinking the shots didn't ask for it. They didn't care.
I do it sarcastically.
You do everything sarcastically.
It's like that meme of what's his face from Jurassic Park. It's like, hey, look at this guy. He's getting, you know, whatever, and then he turns back to
I've never seen that meme. So
Hugh Grant. He's like, see, nobody cares. I forget the actor's name.
Yeah, I was like, Hugh Grant isn't in Jurassic Park or
yes, he is.
Jurassic Park?
The original, yeah.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Something Grant.
Yeah.
Grant something.
It's definitely not Hugh
Grant. No. Anyways, it's if I show you the meme, whatever. But anyways, it's like, look at this guy getting Clase Azul, and it's like, oh, nobody cares. That's why I think.
Look at Hugh Grant.
My bad.
Oh man, what else did you have though?
So
I need you to vent all this out.
Yeah. So you as you stated many times before, you've been bartending for a long time. You've been in many different positions as a bartender, and you've been in a lead position. You don't like being a manager. But how does it feel when like you're considered a favorite? Have you ever been in that position?
Favorite?
What do you think about it?
Favorite of who? Because that affects my answer.
Well, the person that makes the schedule. Let's say that.
Oof. Well, I'll answer that, and then I want to end it on a positive note. So, favoritism, I believe, is the word.
Favoritism is the
word. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. So I've worked with managers who are so definitely afraid of being called out for favoritism that they won't hang out with their employees or whatever at all. I've worked in places that it's against the rules for it to happen. And then I've worked with people who, like, whether it's against rules or not, they're hanging out with their coworkers. And a lot of times it's because they used to work with them. They only took the management position because they had a kid or they were going to school. Like, they needed the money and they needed stable money. So they took a management position. Or they have plans on opening their own restaurant and, you know, they want to pad their resume. Like, there's so many different reasons why someone will take a management position. But the thing I've never, ever fucking liked, even though I've been on both sides of this, I've never liked it when a manager plays favorites. Ever. Like, I've worked with a manager who played favorites where even though they played favorites, they still treated everyone fairly. So therefore, you could never go at them and be like, well, you only took care of your favorite. Yeah. It's like they played favorites in the sense of, like, I want to make sure I'm working with them as often as possible. I let them get away with a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like, their shirt's not always tucked in, but they still look presentable. They still look clean. They're 5 minutes late every day, but they're never 10 minutes late. So I never talk to them about being 5 minutes late. But then you'll have the person who's there, who's 15 minutes late on a consistent basis, 20 minutes. And then when they get called out, they're like, yeah, but such and such is always 5 minutes late. It's like, yeah, but you're allowed to be 5 minutes late. So my favoritism towards them is like me not coming down on them for that 5 minutes because I also know other things about their life to know why they may be 5 minutes late or this and that, but they take it up to the 5 minutes. Maybe they're taking it up to the 5 minutes because they can't fucking stand your ass. Like, and I know them, so my favoritism is me paying attention to their personality. Like, but I've also worked with people who their favoritism is I only like the motherfuckers I like and fuck everybody else. Yeah. And I fucking hate that shit. I hate it with such a passion because the people that get that favoritism rewarded to them, not all the time, but the majority of the time, they're only getting it because they're kissing that other person's ass. And then it makes it look worse when the people who don't kiss their ass but get that favoritism displayed towards them, but they're doing it because they're doing a good job. That's why they're getting favoritism. They get looked at as kiss asses, and they're not. Yeah. So it just creates this whole fucking thing. How do you feel about that? Well, because I know you've been on both sides, but I also know, you know, most recently you like started on one side and ended on the other, and you did nothing different in between.
I don't think I was ever either on the other side. I think I was always just in that neutral ground and somehow ended up over there. So you covered all the good side. Yeah. So I'm gonna just speak on the bad. Yeah. Spit that shit. So in my experience, because this was really fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna just say this favoritism shit is bullshit. Because, and not just for me looking at other people having to deal with it, you have employees fighting over shifts, over, you know, trying to get money. Yeah. But because the person that makes a schedule has a set people that they like and put them in positions to make the most money and the best days to do it, yeah, but these other people fighting for these shifts and creating a discourse in like just within the workplace, which isn't okay. So then you have to have a talk about having a positive attitude when you come into work. But how the fuck am I supposed to have a positive attitude when the days you give me to work are the two of the worst fucking days, and I'm only getting three out of 5 days that we're open. Two of those are the worst days to make fucking money. Yeah. I'm not coming in with a positive attitude. I'm gonna come in with fuck this place.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, and for me personally, like, I never did anything different. I kept working the same way I did, kept doing the same thing I did, always give 100%, 110%, and me, I reciprocate energy. So if you start giving me shit, you're going to get shit. You're not going to get that 110% work ethic. You're going to get 80, 70 one day, maybe. I don't know. It just depends. But also, I had somebody that was just hating on me for no reason.
Yeah.
Who just saw me. It's like, well, why does he get to bartend?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So I'm not going to name drop, but people that listen know who I'm talking about. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I meant as far as the favoritism not always being recognized by the person that's playing the favorite, because there are times where the person playing the favorites, they're doing it thinking like, well, I'm rewarding this person for their work ethic or for their attitude or for this and that. But no, you're actually rewarding someone who's kissing your ass. Mm-hmm. But because of the way they're kissing your ass and because your ego want to allow you to see that this person is doing that, you feel you're rewarding this person for doing things right, and you're actually not, which then trickles down to the people who work next to that person and then look at them and say like, no, you don't work harder than me, you don't work better than me, I'm constantly covering up for you and fixing your mistakes. And having you, when you are kissing the boss's ass, telling them stuff I'm doing wrong to make yourself look good, at that same time I'm doing something wrong, I'm actually also doing your fucking job.
Yeah. Because that 5 minutes you spent in the office snitching, you could have been doing your fucking job.
Yeah.
But nope.
Or you could have been next to me bullshitting, and we only bullshitted for a minute to 2 minutes, and you could have convinced me like, all right, man, we got to get back. And now we can just get back even faster. Mm-hmm. And we're doing this shit together. But instead, you want to be over here, you know, well, whatever. I ain't going to say what I was about to say. But, but yeah, and the people who are in charge, because of their egos, can't even see what they're doing wrong until it's too late. You know?
Which brings me to my next point. When you decide to leave a place that is toxic like that.
Yeah.
Do you put in your 2 weeks?
I do, but I will also say why I do.
Okay.
Because of my experiences with the places I've worked at, my level of being done with the place, when I leave, a place is always shocked that I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. They're always like, oh, I didn't know it was that bad, kind of deal. And I've only had to leave a couple places. But by the time I leave, you know, they're blindsided by it. Because to me, they're looking at it like, oh man, everything's good, everything's fine, they're not complaining, we can count on them, they're reliable, this and that, blah, blah. But, you know, for me, they're not paying attention to the things I'm telling them, the things I'm asking for, and this and that, and I get to a point where I'm ready to go, well, then I'm done. So I'll give them the 2 weeks, but it's also because wherever it is that I plan to go, I know I'm not going to make money there for 2 weeks. So I'm like, well, let me just transition this way. And I try to do it in a way where it's like, all right, well, you know, how about you take my days down? And then I work the days here that you really need, but give me the time to train over here so my money's right. Mm-hmm. But I've also been lucky. I've been fortunate to be able to do that. I know how it looks for some people where when you're done, you're just fucking done. Like, I'm not fucking coming in here tomorrow. Yeah. I'm actually not even coming in here today. You know, like and that's why I don't have a negative feeling either way. You got to do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you can leave and give a place 2 weeks, give it 2. You can give it 3, you give it 3. I've known people who have given a place, they've said, I'm going to give you this amount of days, and they gave them that amount of days, and it was more than 2 weeks. And I've known people who said, I'm going to give you this amount of days, and they don't even give them half those days because things got so bad once they told them they were leaving, the favoritism, the bullshit they deal with, that they're just like, you know what, I can't even give you that time now. I gotta fucking get out of here for my own mental health, you know?
Which is very important.
Yeah. So how about you though? How do you feel about giving
this? The way I look at it is if I decide to leave a place, I don't ever intend on coming back. Like,
yeah.
Almost, I'm gonna say 95% of the jobs that I left was I didn't intend on coming back. I only came back to one of them, but that was because it was so much fun. This was when I was like coaching kids soccer. That what?
I can't make the joke that I was gonna make because you just said kids soccer, so now I have to wait. It wasn't gonna fit. Okay.
That was the only one I ever went back to because it was fun.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, it's always been like, I'm not going back there. I left there for a reason. There was something that drove me out of there.
Yeah.
And the next place I go to was better than the last.
Yeah.
But there's some jobs where I'm like, you know what? Fuck this place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip out.
Just done.
Yeah.
Not even gonna talk about it.
And in my personal experience, my last job that I quit,
yeah,
I was done 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks prior to when I actually sent in my notice.
Yeah.
Because again, I was only getting 3 days. 2 out of those were the worst possible days to make money. So it was fucking up my money. I wasn't making any money. I couldn't pay my bills and shit like that. It was that bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, clearly I'm not wanted here, and I've been looking for other places. I finally found 2 other places that love me, and first date was fucking great. It's dope. The owner of one place was like, hey man, he's like, what's your schedule looking like with the other place? I know you got another job. I'm like, if you're giving me a job, I'll walk in today and I'll give him my notice.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, we'll put you on the schedule when you get back from Vegas. Say less. And I fully intended to give a notice of 2 weeks or whatever, but the next day I was supposed to work. I got called off. To me, there was no more straws left to be taken out. It was just, you're just digging into the petty pile. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I typed up my notice. I say, you know what? Here's my resignation. That's it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I typed that up. I didn't give a date. I didn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
That's up for you to decide. It's not my problem. I am done with this place.
I remember
If you put me on the schedule, I'm not showing up. If you don't put me on the schedule, I don't care. I'm done.
Yeah.
You showed me that you don't want me here for whatever reason. I don't care. Not my problem. I'm done with this place. That to me was just there's no respect for me. So I'm not going to give you that respect of giving you a 2-week notice or anything like that. Because you have none for me.
Yeah.
You don't care about my financial responsibilities, my livelihood, nothing like that. So I don't give a fuck about you. I'm out of here. I'm done. Fuck this place. Fuck all that shit. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care how you view me. I don't care about burning that bridge, because that place is already getting a bad rap within the industry.
Yep.
Because the people I talked to at my new job were like, oh, you work there? Yeah,
shit.
no, I don't hear any good things.
When we were in Vegas, we heard bad shit.
Yeah, when we were in Vegas, we heard bad things about it. So it's you know what? I don't care about burning this bridge. I don't ever plan on crossing back. I will say, though, I do fuck with the people that work there that aren't salary, except for a couple individuals that are salary. You know who you are. I fuck with you. But the other ones that are hourly, I fuck with y'all. You guys are dope. You guys are better than that place. Make sure you get out of there. I fuck with all of you. This isn't me talking shit about y'all. It is the company itself and those that are put in to make certain decisions. Fuck y'all, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna name drop because I don't want to, even though I really, really do.
Yeah.
But people listening know what I'm talking about.
Man.
So I don't give a fuck about burning some bridges when it's I'm not going back because you guys don't give a fuck about me. So fuck you.
Man, it sounds like you talking about an ex. You're yo, fuck that bitch. Fuck her friends. Fuck her friends. I don't even like her dog, bro.
Fuck the dog.
Fuck everybody. I don't like the street she live on. I don't like the library down the street. They ain't never got the books I want to read. Fuck all that. Man, fuck all of that. I don't even like the shoes she used to wear. Yeah, you just went in, but it was... And that's why I kept laughing, because I was you talk about these motherfuckers they fucking relationships. You
nah, because I felt that personal attack towards me.
Yeah, you were man, they feet always cold when they get into bed. I'm none of this. What the fuck? Oh man, I know who hurt you. I ain't gotta ask. I know who hurt you.
Who hurt you? I'm telling you,
I know who hurt you.
Hurt my pockets and shit. Nah, fuck that place.
But taking the funniness out of it, or at least partial. I mean, isn't job just like a relationship? You got to be there the majority of your time. You hope you get rewarded for the work that you get or work that you give. You hope that your relationships, surrounding that job are healthy, they make you happy, and if not, you leave, or you're one of those people who just stays and get your ass beat every fucking day. That job just beats you into the fucking ground, and you come home and complain like, they keep telling me they're gonna change, but they never change, and you get your ass beat when your next shift comes in. Like, no, if a job is beating your ass, leave. Just like a relationship. If a relationship is beating your ass, leave. And I'm not trying to make fun or of light of any particular thing. It's not just physical, it's also mental, emotional. If a relationship, a job, a friendship, whatever, if it's beating your ass, it's not healthy for you. You need to get out of that shit. You're supposed to be happy. We got so few days on this planet, you know what I'm saying? And we got enough shit to worry about without, especially if you got a job where you got to wake up early to go to. So it interrupts your sleep for you to go into that job, to work next to people you don't like, hanging around people all day that you would never hang out with unless you were on the clock, dealing with a boss you don't respect and who don't respect you. It's just that our industry is so much on the front lines of that, because you strip away all of the mundanity of it. We don't do the same thing every day because we don't have the same guests at the exact same time that order the exact same shit. So it's not a desk job. No 2 days can be the same because you won't always have the same coworkers. You won't always have the same guests, experiences, whatever. So we feel it more than anyone else, And I just feel sad when I listen to people like going to a job that they hate. And I'm like, well, why the fuck are you here? And they're like, I don't know. Or a manager that manages at a job and doesn't understand why the fuck they're doing it. I'm like, you hate managing, so why'd you do it? Oh, I had a kid, I had this. You didn't have to become a manager to do that. You could have just got another job. You know what I'm saying? Could have got 2 jobs and made money and done this and done that. Or maybe you couldn't have. Like, I can't sit here and make a blanket statement that encompasses everyone. Everyone has their own thing. It's just, I can't stand people who aren't happy and they want to drag people down with them. And favoritism, in my opinion, comes from people who aren't happy. People coming into a job every day being a kiss ass is because they ain't happy. People coming in and just being miserable, obviously they're not happy. It's like, if you're happy with your life, you come into work, and work ain't work. Because hopefully you're doing something that you love to do, which the adage is, if you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life. I love this industry. That's why I've been in it so long. And I want to work with people who love the industry, even if it's not what they want to do forever. They love it enough at that moment where we have the best time, then we make the most money, and we make the most memories. And then when it's time for you to move on healthily. But yeah, we just got too many people just trying to drag someone down because they're not happy with themselves. And that's just my opinion.
In conclusion, if you like the place but you found something better, put in those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you're fed up, get the fuck out of there. You know what? Go in and then mid-shift, just walk the fuck out. Just set up some shit, whatever, or mess up some shit. I don't know, whatever. Just walk the fuck out. Don't say nothing. Don't respond to no messages. Go in, work 2 hours, and leave. Fucking get your discounted employee meal. Get the fuck out. Don't pay for that shit and leave. Fuck that shit. Fuck those places that treat you like shit and fuck up your money.
I wouldn't even do that. I think the best way to fuck with a place on your way out is to Casper that motherfucker. You go in for a shift that you're supposed to work.
Clock in and then go home?
Don't even go home. Don't even go home. Come in dressed, ready to work. Come in looking fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you clock in and people kind of see you doing stuff, and then you just start disappearing. Then you have your phone like turned off or on D&D so you can still get on the internet and shit. But you can sit like in the closet somewhere, sit in random spaces, and have them looking for you the whole shift. And when people are like, did you see such and such? You're like, I could have swore I saw him walking by. You don't talk to nobody. You just walk out once every 2 hours, do a random thing where people just kind of see you.
Go to the store.
Just Casper that shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the shift, tell your boss, hey, just so you know, when they ask, like, where you at? It's like, oh, I've been meaning to tell you all shift. Fucking quit. And just walk out. I've been looking for you all night. I've been meaning to tell you, fuck you, I don't fucking like it here.
Yeah.
And just walk the fuck out. Let them just have the shittiest fucking night so they can feel how it is to like
all that stress they put
there.
on you, put that right back. Pretend to sender.
Yeah.
And do a real
I guarantee you they'll never forget you.
Nah.
They'll never forget you on that shit. Like, I had a motherfucker who came into work, clocked in, worked a whole shift, and I ain't seen him once. We were looking for that motherfucker.
They won't fuck with somebody else again.
No, they
fuck
won't.
around and find out.
Shit.
I'll be
hanging on the roof looking through a skylight, just watching everybody the whole shit. Every once in a while I come down and someone see me walk down the hallway or some shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Best way to do it.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, and on that note, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode with our multi-rants.
Next episode will be more lighthearted. This was a lot of
there was a lot of lightheartedness to this one.
Hey,
it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
I talk shit on my other podcasts, and on this one, I can do that.
Yeah.
Because we have a podcast, I can do that.
Yeah.
This is our platform. This is my platform. I'm gonna talk my shit.
Yeah.
I can't. Be lucky I didn't mention names, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like this was half petty.
That was half petty?
That was half.
Damn.
Nah, that was like.
I felt like quarter petty.
That was quarter petty.
Yeah, that was definitely quarter petty.
I
didn't feel.
I could have mentioned the initials, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, I've heard you be half petty on a mic before. Like,
oh yeah,
your pettiness goes higher.
Yeah, I didn't have. We didn't have to bleep anything out. So
nah, we did. We did.
All right, yeah, we appreciate y'all. Hopefully, you made it to the end, and catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Bye.